Welcome back. Now, the second quarter GDP numbers may be almost as eye-popping as the first quarter's. A CNBC-TV18 poll sees the second quarter GDP growth figure at 7.4% compared to 7.8% in the first quarter. And therefore, most economists have raised their full-year GDP growth forecasts above 7%. Latha is here with more on this. Latha.
Yes, actually, 7.4% is what our poll says we will get to hear on Friday when the July-September numbers are announced. One reason why it's good is look at the year-ago number, 5.6%. That was a terrible second quarter we had. So it's perhaps easy to look good because of that. And it's a tad lower than the 7.8%, which was a genuinely eye-popping number which we got for Q1. However, this is real GDP is what we are talking about. That is, we are taking away the price effect. We're only looking at the rise in goods and services. If you add the price effect, what you call nominal GDP, that's growing at only 8% versus 8.3 year ago and versus 8.8 in Q1 and versus a union budget assumption of 10.8%. So clearly there are going to be problems because of that. The growth at the moment, let us look at the good news. The real GDP growing by 7.4 is going to be helped by all sectors. That is agri, manufacturing and services. Agriculture is seen growing at 3.5, which is very good for agriculture. You know, there are limits. You can't expect it to grow at 8%. Manufacturing, very good, expected to grow at 8.9%, partly because of the front loading of exports and a very good capex spend by the government. Both those helped manufacturing, and services also doing very well at 8.1. Largely finance, real estate, trade, all of them did well. The poll for Q3 and Q4 are also in, but they are preliminary numbers. Q3 is expected to grow, that is the current quarter, at 6.7% and Q4 at 6.3%. For one thing, they also have a high base, especially Q4. But most of the economists said these are subject to change after we look at the Q2 numbers. Overall, if you average it out, the full year number comes now at 7.02, which is very good because if you remember the CEA, when he presented the economic survey before the budget, he said he expected 6.3 to 6.8. The most optimistic number was 6.8, but now economists are saying it can be above 7%. Again, nominal GDP is the worry. It is going to grow by 8% according to our poll. You know, nominal GDP is important because that is what gets counted in the budget. That is what gets counted in earnings forecasts of companies. You don't take out the price effect. You just take the profit. Now that, if it is overall is growing only at 8%, you have a problem. There could be an earnings growth problem if nominal GDP is that low.
We'll have to keep an eye out on the nominal GDP number, more so on Friday as well for that second quarter GDP data. Latha, thank you for that explanation. Moving on.